Hey everyone, welcome back to another Coffee with Kittl. I'm super excited, so excited in fact, I'm actually standing today because I'm just hyped for this. And I have Duda with me. Eduarda is our newest team member to Kittl. I'm so excited. She is managing our social media, but I'm going to let her talk about that in a second. But what we're going to actually do today is show you some pretty cool streetwear hacks with some photography, some photos. So we're using integrated images with Kittl. I'm going to show you this really cool hack. Actually, Duda's going to show it to you because she did it, and I thought it was so cool, and you all need to know about it. But first, Duda, go ahead and talk a little bit about yourself, your background, and what you're doing for us with Kittl, and then we'll just jump in. We'll jump into Kittl and actually design.
Okay, so hey everyone. I just want to say that I'm really happy to be here. I'm so excited to talk design, discuss about my work, and actually do some designs, which is like, it's going to be amazing. I'm a graphic designer, but I'm starting to, grow on social media, learn a little bit about social media strategy. Kittl approached me to manage their social media, but also design, which is something that I was really intrigued by because it's not only just the social media work, which I do and I like it, but I also have the opportunity to design, which is what I do. I'm a graphic designer. I was born and raised in Brazil, 100% Brazilian, and I have tons of references. I like to do this mixture because I'm a fan of maximalism. So it's not that I hate minimalism. I like minimalism. I think we need minimalism sometimes, but
Sure.
I like to mix things, and I like brutalism. And I'm from the north of Brazil, which is a very unique place. And when I became a graphic designer, when I got into graphic design, I realized that it's very rich in visual culture.
Yeah.
Everything is so bright, and we have a lot of typography, and we have a lot of colors. It's not a minimalist place at all. So yeah, I come with this in my background, going over the top sometimes. And I guess I don't know, maybe that's something that makes me stand out, or it's okay to be plain sometimes. It's okay to be
Sure.
minimalism, but I like to go a little bit over it. And
a little extra pizzazz. Yeah.
So yeah, it's I think my background.
It influences, yeah.
Yeah, the influences are too much. Yeah. For example, where I come from, we have some techno brega and some typography that it's really specific, and it's really almost like cyberpunk, and it's
okay.
It's something that sometimes it's a little bit kitsch. What's that word? Kitschy?
Kitschy?
Kitschy. Yeah, sometimes it gets to a kitschy point, and I like to play with that. So yeah, my background, I could say that it's playful and colorful. My inspirations are like, I run out of words.
Exuberant. Yeah.
Exuberant. So I wouldn't. So that's my design style.
No, it's great. I think that's really cool how you're able to talk about heritage being part of influence. I think that's really cool. I think it's really important, and it's always something that we should be thinking about or remember, especially when we're looking at references and depending on the project type and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to go ahead and open up the screen that you have. So there's a screen. So why don't you maybe briefly explain what you're about to show us and how it kind of relates to this kind of trending streetwear? I'm actually going to grab my cat out of the window, but you feel free to go ahead and keep talking.
Cute. All right. So we're going to do a photocopy Y2K type of edit, which is something really cool. If you have if you take cool pictures, if you have a cute photo shoot, it could be your cat or it could be you, whatever, which is something that I don't have. I wish I had like cool pictures and a cool photo shoot of myself to use it, just having the opportunity to do some cool edits to myself. But I don't have it. So I'm going to use some pictures that I find on the photo library, which is fine.
Sweet.
As well. But yeah, I think you can do that with, I don't know, your favorite artist, your friends. It's really trendy. You can post on your social medias. And, the Y2K style, it's very in right now. and I actually love it. I was a kid in the 2000s, but I have two older sisters, and they were teenagers, so I was
Yeah.
very immersed in the culture. I knew
Yeah.
everything because basically they were around all the time. So
Right.
yeah, I'm gonna start with searching for some pictures. I want to see if I can find. I'm just gonna type something like model. Let's see if I can find some
Something
good.
with a clear subject, right?
Yeah. No, it was streetwear. Because I want to see
Oh,
if I
nice.
can find. Okay, I'm gonna use this one because this same model has another picture on the photo library, and I want to use more than one picture. You can do it with one or just or two, three,
Okay.
like how many you have it. I'm gonna go and choose this one as well. Then I'm gonna remove the background. I'm gonna use the AI background remover, which is an amazing tool by the way.
So good.
It's
Yeah,
so
we were
good.
actually we were just talking, and I've really put this thing to the test a couple times, and it's still really good at taking the background out of action shots.
Yeah, even with complex backgrounds, I love it. Okay, so you feel free to use your creativity. I want to like a monochromatic effect, and I'm gonna choose blue because I really love blue, is my favorite color. But you can do it with pink, orange, yellow, like you do you. So we have those adjustments, which is really nice, by the way. Like you can play around with the brightness, with the contrast.
Yeah.
So I'm going over hue, and I'm gonna make it blue. But I mean, you can do whatever. Like you can do purple, yellow,
yeah,
anything that works for you. Maybe that was too blue, so I'm going down in the vibrant saturation as well. And just to give a little bit of style, you don't have to do this, but I want to put. I like some textures on my work, so I'm gonna put like that's too much blur. Maybe 4%.
Too much.
Yeah, maybe 4% and a little bit of noise. Yeah, you can go crazy on the noise. I like it.
I love the noise. I love the noise slider.
Yeah, I know.
It's just nice.
Okay, I'm gonna make it bigger, and I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. Vibrance. It doesn't need to be the exact color, but it needs to look like the other one. Okay. You can play around with the directions. Maybe if you want to do it sideways or upside down. Okay, now it's time to duplicate it. The duplicating, it's gonna give you a really, I don't know, it's gonna remind you of the 2000s teen magazines that you used to buy, and there would be like silly things about girls and boys. I don't know, just silly things about being a teenager in the 2000s. And I'm gonna duplicate this one as well.
Yeah, already I get those vibes, like flashbacks.
The 2000 vibes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so for the background, I recommend using a gradient, but I want to actually try something different. Maybe we could do a picture of a sky, and then add some. We could add some texture to it. Let me see this one. And then you send it to the back.
Yeah, already, yeah.
I like it. I don't hate it at all. But I guess a gradient would be nice too. It would be cool. Then you see how you can see like the border of the picture, because of course It was
It
the
was a
end of the
it was a
picture.
rectangle picture. Yeah.
I'm gonna duplicate a little bit more, but in a different size here. And just like to hide this part that I don't like. But I guess you could put an element here if you're into that as well. Maybe a typography or the text.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Like type in a box or something like that. That's really loud. Yeah.
This one it's gonna be just a photo edit, so I'm not gonna put any text in it. But I guess a Y2K text, it's gonna it would look really cool here. And that's something you can do very easily in Kittl. Like I do that all the time. Okay, maybe another one. All right. Okay, it looks pretty Y2K to me already. It looks a little bit green to me, so I'm gonna
okay.
adjust the saturation. So just to add a little bit of grunginess to it, I'm going to add some grunge abstract elements, like halftones.
Yeah, halftones. Yeah, that's big 2000s.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it white because I think it matches the, the sky background.
Yeah, yeah, and there might be some in another category too. Yeah.
I like this one because it kind of looks like the cloud, but in a halftone. Like it's shaped like a cloud, but it's a halftone effect.
Yeah, it really does. It's really starting to look like a magazine cover.
Yeah, I mean, it would look good with the text, right? It would look like a magazine from the 2000s. But let's take to the photo editing. We could add more textures if we want. Use your creativity. Use elements. Use text. Do whatever. I really like breaking the rules. So when someone tells me, so what? Like, how do you choose colors, or how do you choose typography? How do you mix fonts? Which is something that I really like doing as well. Maybe not this one. I like mixing fonts. And honestly, well, first, I guess you have to learn the rules. You learn, if you go to design school or if you study design on your own, you're going to learn a bunch of rules, and people are going to tell you, well, mix like 3 fonts max, don't mix one font, or
for sure.
Use a sans serif font with a serif font so you have a contrast. Okay, it's nice to know those rules, so when you need to use them, you will apply them in real life. But if you want to do something a little bit more groundbreaking, just forget about it. I guess the only rule that I always follow, and it's just like, it's my number one rule, is with colors, it needs to have contrast. And I know in some anti-design trends, contrast, sometimes it's not really present, but not my thing. I like contrast. I like a color palette with contrast, even though I really like anti-design, and it's something that it has been coming back and growing, especially on TikTok, social media, but contrast is my thing.
And I mean, it's a good point about the still understanding rules. I mean, this is something that Philip and I just had talked about on one of our challenge recaps, where everyone we do weekly challenges in Kittl, so definitely check out the weekly challenges. And we were kind of discussing the magazine challenge that we just had. And in our tutorial, we set up, we have a grid for our example, right? It's just the example for people to see. But a great comment that Philip made was like, once you have identified that and you have it in place and you have this kind of magazine layout, kind of his point was like, now I'd like to see what you do out of the box, and one of the challenge winners, the 3rd place winner, was a teens style magazine cover that killed the wonkiness. It was great. The colors were great. The type was like still cohesive, but not in a regular uniform grid. So it's a good, I mean, you hear this a lot. I'm sure all of you watching, you hear this kind of saying a lot. Know the rules first so that you know how to break them correctly or something like that. And I feel like a lot of really interesting styles come out of that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And I mean, with the grids, it's just sometimes we have to remember that design is not always mathematical. Sometimes it's optical, and sometimes you just have to trust your intuition. If it looks good, it's probably right, to be honest. Some things are not,
I guess right and
very
wrong would be
mathematical.
subjective, but yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, beauty and aesthetics is
Yeah.
subjective. It's debatable. Does it look good? It's debatable. Some people might not like it, but but yeah, I mean, sometimes things they're right when you see it and your eyes see that it's right, and not because the ruler says it's in the center, or if the grid says something should be here. Well, there's all of those balance rules, and of course, it makes a good design. I'm not saying that the rules are completely trash and you shouldn't follow them.
Anarchy.
I mean, you should know the basics at least. But yeah, I mean, sometimes just break them. But if you're just experimenting with it, go wild. I guess have fun.
So how would you see if we could offer some like suggestions? Because I was already thinking of different ways that this effect that you've done so nicely here can be utilized. Maybe if we're thinking about, we have a lot of users that are into print on demand, and they like to sell streetwear, and or they're selling streetwear. They've started their own brand or something, and they're doing heat transfers and all that stuff. So, I mean, clearly you could use this effect for things like shirts, prints, posters, even a sticker could be cool. Like if you just house 3 of them, maybe not this entire rectangle, with some like type over it or something like that. And then another thing when I was looking at this was like, you can make some really cool gradiated effect with like the hues all matching. So like the first lady is like blue, and then the second one is yellow, and then the second one. So then you can get real kind of neon with it. But what would you say for this effect is like use case wise? Where maybe have you seen this effect, and how would you suggest people are using this effect?
I think it would look really cool if you have maybe a streetwear brand or some kind of jewelry, or you want to showcase a product that uses, for example, a model, and then you could do that to make a Y2K campaign. You could post your, I mean, if you use your own pictures and your own models and your own products, you could post on your social media with a cool layout. I think that would attract attention and a younger audience attention. It would be really cool. I mean, that would look really nice as a shirt itself if you do some designs. So I don't know, with someone that you like, or it will look trendy, and it will look nice as a shirt. In fact, we could do that. We could show how it look like on a shirt, right? But wait, first,
yes,
I need to finish it. I need to finish it.
Yes,
I need to put that's gonna give like it's the nice touch to it. It's the photocopy texture. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that? Did you see that?
Yeah.
The way you changed.
Already. Yeah.
I like to use. Is it overlay? Yeah, I like to use overlay because it looks a little
faded,
bit. Yeah, more faded than the usual. So yeah, I really like this photocopy edit. To be honest, I mean, we could try. Nah, that one is my favorite. That one's
it's
my
nice.
favorite.
Yeah.
Let's see this one.
Oh, that's nice too.
Yeah, it's nice. But I think I'm gonna stick to that one.
Yeah, that one is very level. Like it's consistent.
Yeah, the vintage touch to it. So yeah, that will look cool in a t-shirt.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, and maybe some like little type or something down in the bottom left of the shirt, like actually on the shirt.
Yeah. It will look so cool. Let me see. So many options. Okay. That's the back of the t-shirt, right? Yeah. Maybe on the back, and then something small in the front, just like in the corner and the chest. I really like those type of t-shirts as well. But yeah, let's see. It really, well, in my opinion, it looks good with black. But I guess it looks good with white as well.
It could work. It could work with white, I think, just because it has its own box that it's housed in that's a different color. But I mean, the darker tones, like either really dark gray or black, is just like where it's at. Yeah,
it gives a different.
This is the fadedness. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really so. Yeah, I think it would it would look really cool either on a t-shirt or, as I said, brand as a campaign. You could use that. You could add text and add more elements and make it like your brand's face and your brand's visual identity. So yeah, or you could use, honestly, just for self-promoting. If you're a blogger or a vlogger, or you're big in social media, or influencer. I was trying to remember this word. Influencer is what they call it now. So yeah, if you're an influencer and you want to do like a cool edit with your with a photo shoot, or you want to show yourself in a more edgy way, I think that would be really nice.
Yeah, those are all great ideas. And so yeah, definitely let us know in the comments how you plan to use this kind of little streetwear hack or this little design style. Let us know in the comments if you're planning to, you saw this and you're like, dang, I have so many, like, I have so many hoodie ideas, or I have like, well, I'm actually working on like a little edgy editorial for this magazine, or like, oh yes, I'm going to do this as like a little social campaign or something. Let us know in the comments how you plan to use this style, because I think that would be super interesting for us to know how you're going to utilize it, because I think it's like, you saw how easy it was to do. I mean, it was like, that didn't take hours and hours to do. You didn't have to open up Photoshop and clip out and duplicate and like, then you didn't have to go search for elements and stuff. It's all right here, right? So it's like super easy, super fast to use. So definitely let us know what you think about this style and how you plan to use it. So before we sign off, Duda, if you don't mind letting people know what's going on with the TikTok and what maybe you have like planning, like a couple things that are coming on the TikTok, so that people know that they should go follow us there.
Sure. I mean, we already have a bunch of cool videos and cool tutorials and tips. I'm planning on expanding the content to a more like how to use Kittl for social media, and
nice.
How to use Kittl for your brand, how to create a brand in Kittl, which is something that I guess a lot of people want to, get into starting a business, and they have this kind of graphic design barrier, which I think graphic design should be more accessible for, some people, and they want to start with that, but they want to start the business, but they don't know how to handle the social media part. Yeah. They don't know where to start with a logo design, or with a label design, packaging design. And I want to show how you can do all of that with Kittl. I'm going to show tutorials, quick tips. Sometimes I just want to find like a quick tutorial on TikTok, and that's what I'm planning for the next content. So
perfect.
It's going to be really informative, but really cool and fun as well.
Yes, everyone, that link is down in the description. Please definitely go come hang out with us on TikTok, as well as the other socials you can find down there as well. Thank all of you for hanging with us for this Coffee with Kittl and seeing this little tutorial. I want to do every once in a while a little bit more laid back, longer form tutorials like this one with Coffee with Kittl. So let us know if you have ideas for that in the comments. We'll be happy to do that. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to Kittl. It'll take you literally 1 second. It's right there, down there. It's like a red button. If you haven't done it, you could have already done it before I finished that sentence. So please do it.
Now.
Yeah, it'll take a second, and join the Discord. The Discord has been blowing up lately, which I'm super excited about. I think we have 3,000-ish something members in there, which is amazing. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with us in the Discord. But that's where we're really growing this community. People are sharing tips. I have channels for different types of categories. We've got editor support over there. Julie and Sam, they're killing the game over there. If you have issues with the editor, they're jumping in there. You have access to me. So join the Discord. It's a fun time, I promise. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye. Now, if you want to see other tutorials using Kittl, I have these videos here on my right that I know you're going to enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any upcoming videos and features and things like that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.